Let me be as clear as I can. Many civil service protections are on the line, at least for higher level federal employees, and this is going to lead to fraud, waste, and abuse. If we lose them, it's not just bad for federal employees, it's bad for the whole country. So whether you are a federal employee or American citizen, please listen up. My name is Sean Southworth. I'm a Duke Law educated attorney who spent over $20,000 representing federal employees and applicants all over the country. I've seen up close what happens when merit protections work and what happens when politics starts creeping into your job and what this means for taxpayers. Here's what every federal employee and honestly every American needs to understand. So I'm going to talk to federal employees here. So you do not swear an oath to the president. You swore an oath to the Constitution, just like our military. Civil service protections are what let you live that oath out loud. They're why you could tell a supervisor that's not legal or give honest advice without wondering if you'll be walked out because you upset the wrong political appointee. When hiring and firing are based on merit, government works better. There's less corruption, more trust, and more fairness. When jobs are based on loyalty, on who you know or which team you're on, government turns into a prize to be handed out. That's the spoils system, and we tried that. It was a disaster. Back in the 1800s, when a new party took power, thousands of people were swept out of federal jobs and replaced with friends and loyalists. Basic services fell apart. Corruption went through the roof. It got so bad that a president, James Garfield, was shot by a guy who thought he deserved a government job. There's actually a pretty good Netflix series on it if you want to check it out. It's called Death by Lightning. Anyway, what finally pushed Congress to pass the Pendleton Act was that very act. They said enough. We're going to start hiring by exam, which is not really an exam, but anyway, an exam. We're going to make it illegal to file certain employees just for politics. Later, the Hatch Act came in to keep you out of partisan campaigns and keep your work non-political. Republicans and Democrats together built this system because they saw what happens without it. And it's not just history, you feel this in your day-to-day. When a new president comes in and your agency still sends out Social Security checks, still runs VA hospitals, still directs planes safely through the sky at 2 a.m., that's the civil service. Political appointees come and go every couple of years. You and your coworkers carry the mission across decades. Think about the last long shutdown. Flights got delayed, parks closed, food inspectors slowed down. Why? Because people like you were furloughed or working without pay. The second your work stopped, the country felt it. Or take the FDA and CDC. Do you really want drug approvals and vaccines decisions made by campaign staff or career scientists who spent their lives studying this stuff? Should it be RFK Jr. or someone who knows what they're talking about? When experts are pushed out and loyalists are pushed in, people get hurt. Patients lose trust. Companies take their research somewhere elsewhere. People invest in an educational system in other countries, not in America. That's not draining the swamp. That's draining the expertise. And for my conservative friends, let me talk your language for a second. If you care about small, honest, efficient government, you should care about a strong civil service. When agencies get politicized, you see no more bid contracts, more deals for friends, Kristi Noem, more waste. A good merit system actually saves money and keeps big government from turning into one big political machine. If you're worried about government having too much power, you should especially want career people with protections. We're talking Republican people and Democratic people, because they're often the ones who can say this order is illegal or we can't do that safely and not get fired on the spot. There's not a deep state, never been one. There's a safety valve. That's how you limit abuse. So all I wanted to do was just to let you know this, and those are my opinions, pretty strong. I think we're going to see some decisions from the Supreme Court being argued today in the next few months, and civil service will tune in to see what's going to happen. I'm just reading tea leaves. Anyway, thank you everybody for your support. What do you think in the comments? Let me know. The civil service is certainly, in my mind, worth protecting. How would a whistleblower ever stand up if they could just be fired? Who has enough money to protect their country by putting their personal finances at risk? It's a very tough thing to do. Thank you everybody for your support. Take care and have a great day.